dugsiga boardingka iyo maalinlaha ah ee Amano Boarding and Day School.
Welcome grade 8. This is teacher Walter. Once again, we are going to look at English today. So you can see on the board, we have the language pattern. These are the things that we are going to look at, and we're also going to look at direct and indirect object speech. Direct and indirect speech. And the work is found on Unit 23. So let's start our lesson. Let's start our lesson by looking at some of the pictures that will pass on your screen. Look at that guy. He said, "Come here." What did he say? What did he say? Come here. What did he say? So, if you look at this, what did he say? And then here, he said that go there. So the first one, come here. What did he say? He said that go there. So, now what am I meaning by saying that? If we say that, then it means we are going to look at direct and indirect speech. Now, if you repeat the words that have been spoken, if you repeat the words, just repeat them the way they are, then what you are saying is that that one is a direct speech. But if you report whatever that has been said, you report whatever that has been said, we say that one is indirect speech. Now, direct speech, we will be looking at how direct and indirect speech, how their difference, We're going to look at their difference, then thereafter we'll look at some of the examples. So let's start with direct speech. Now, in the direct speech, this direct speech, it quotes the exact words spoken in different tenses. It quotes the exact words spoken in different tenses. So when we use a direct speech in writing, we place the words spoken between the quotation marks. And you can see there now on your screen, quotation marks. Look at this one, the ones that are put in brackets, the red ones. Quotation marks. And those quotation marks also, they have their names. The first one here, which you can see, this one here, opening speech marks. Opening speech mark is here. And the second one, the one that now at the end, we call it closing speech mark. So in direct speech uses the quotation marks, and the first one we said is open speech mark, and the second one we call it the closing speech mark. Of course, we might have a full stop, a comma, exclamation mark, a question mark at the end of the sentence. Then after that end of the sentence, we close. We use the closing speech marks. Now we are going to look at some of the examples. The example of a sentence that is in a direct speech. So the police officer said, "We have arrested the lawbreakers." So look here, open speech mark. Then, like I said, full stop. Then closing speech mark. This sentence is direct speech. We are just repeating exactly whatever that has been said. We have another one. I have another one here. You can see something there. There's an apple on the table. Now see, John said, open speech mark, there is an apple on the table, and there is a full stop, then closing speech mark. What about indirect speech? Indirect speech, when I started, I said this. I started by saying that indirect speech is simply reporting whatever that has been said. So it is called a reporting speech. Now here we don't use the speech marks. We don't use opening speech mark and closing speech mark. We don't use. So this indirect speech, you find out that it only concentrates on the past, either past simple tense, past participle tense, something like that. So it concentrates on the past. But if you look at direct speech, that one, it runs across almost all the tenses. But here, for indirect speech, it only focuses on the past, something that has already passed. Now we use we use reporting verbs like say, ask, and we may use the words like that to introduce the reporting word. We might use this word here, we might end up using it, but it's not a must to use that. But when you are reporting, we might end up using say, ask, and also we might end up using the word that. Now, we use say if there is no direct object. If there's no direct object, we will use say. Of course, when I say, that means said, something like that. Now, an example, when you're using say, look at this. He said that he was hungry. He said that he was hungry. Now, if you look at that. He said that he was hungry. There's no direct object there. There's no direct object. I mean direct object, whoever you are speaking to. So he just said, but he said to who? He didn't say, we are not told he said to who, but he just said that he is hungry. Now, also in a direct object, we talk about this. In direct object also, we use talk and speak to describe the action of communicating. We use talk, speak to describe the action of communicating. And we can see it here in a sentence. He talked to you. So the action of communicating here is talked. He talked to you. We have another example here. She was speaking to me. So the action of communicating here is speaking. So that's why we're saying we use talk and speak to describe the action of communicating. Now, indirect speech also goes with the changing in times. Changing in times. For example, when we are speaking about the past, the time reference no longer applies. So look, example here. When you are reporting about something that will happen tomorrow. Tomorrow will change to the following day. Tomorrow will change to the following day. We have another one here. Yesterday will change to the day before yesterday. The day before yesterday. When you are reporting, you don't say yesterday, you will say the day before yesterday. Also, afternoon, this afternoon, like when I'm talking about this afternoon and I'm reporting. This afternoon, I will say that afternoon. So that's why I'm saying it also changes with time. Last week would change to the previous week. When you are reporting, I will not say last week, but I'll say the previous week. So when reporting orders there's also some things that you also need to understand here. When you're reporting orders, when you give someone an order, you use the verb without subject. So when you use a verb without subject, that one we call it imperative. When you use a verb without a subject, we say that one is what? Imperative. But now when you are reporting an order, we use tell and the infinitive of the verb. But remember, here we say, when you are reporting orders, we say that when you give someone an order, you use the verb without what? Without a subject. Meaning that's direct. But now when you are reporting that, you will use tell plus what? Infinitive verb. Let's look at an example here. So look, an example here. Call me back. Remember that one is direct speech. Call me back. Now let me report that. You told me to call you. This one, call me back, is imperative. But here I'm using infinitive verb. So you told me to call you. Another one here, don't come here. Remember these are orders. They are orders. Don't come here. So when I'm reporting, I'll say you told me not to come there. You told me not to come there. So when you make a request, you normally use words like can, could, or will. And also to report request, we use verbs to ask. We use verb to ask. Now let's look at the examples. You can open the window. She asked me. So when you're reporting, we say, she asked me if I could open the window. Another one. She asked me, will you come home? So when you're reporting, she asked me if I could go home. Now examples in sentences, we have examples in sentences here. So write the following the following sentences below in indirect speech. The first one, sir, may I go out please? Said Ahmed. So when you're reporting, we say Ahmed requested respectively. Now when you say sir, respectively, sir. So Ahmed requested respectively. When I use madam, when I say, for example, madam, may I go out? I will not say Ahmed requested madam. No, I'll say Ahmed requested respectively. So the word sir will change to respectively. Also here, they take exercise every day, she said. So she said that they take exercise every day. So we have changed here, we have changed it into past indefinite. Now, number three here, they were taking exercise. They said. So we say they said they had taken exercise. So here we have changed past continuous tense to past perfect continuous. Number 4, you can open the window. She asked me. So she asked me if I could open the window. Number 5, I'm going to Nairobi tomorrow. Remember, we say tomorrow changes to what? Of course, you know it. Now, I'm going to Nairobi tomorrow, said Amira. So we say, Amira said that she was going to Nairobi the following day. Now, we have an assignment here, the one that I want you to copy in your exercise books. Copy that exercise book, that assignment in your exercise books. And if you have not understood, remember to rewind and or replay it so that you can be able now to understand very well. Look at this. This is an assignment. I want you to write it in your exercise book number 6, 7, 8. Now, in summary, what we are saying is this. In summary, we are saying this, that direct and indirect object. So direct object is simply reporting. It's simply repeating whatever that has been said. But indirect, we are reporting. Direct, we use past simple. Indirect, we use direct, we use present simple. Sorry, I'm too fast, but I think you will get it. Direct, we use present simple. But indirect, we use past simple. Direct, we use present continuous. Indirect, we use what? Past continuous. Direct, we use past simple. Indirect, past perfect. So go through that. You find even here, direct we can use imperative. And the other one we use what? Infinitive. Now lastly, we also have to look at this. In direct we use this. Indirect we use that. Direct we use, this one is this. And this, this. This changes to that. This changes to those. Here changes to there. Now changes to then. Sir or madam, like I said, it changes to respectively. Today changes to that day. Yesterday changes to previous day. Tomorrow changes to the following or the next day. Good morning, good evening, or good day. All of them, when you are reporting, we say he greeted. We say greet. So thank you for having me. Thank you for having me, and I hope you've understood whatever that you've said is under direct and indirect speech. Have a good day.